there's a lot of them. I'm definitely going to play some Call of Duty later. Making a chessboard? Yeah. And the board itself, you cut a bunch of strips up.
I like to just measure the starting tooth and then...
I love this apron because it's got a hammer loop right here. Unfortunately, my hammers are too big to fit in the loop. Like every girl I ever dated knows. Oh, frick, I forgot to get my starting... Gotta get a reference angle. Most people would plane their wood down with a bunch of expensive equipment and jointer and a planer. And then they'd have like a nice, good, flat reference angle and they could just start cutting. But since I'm a hillbilly, we're just gonna throw these in, cut a flat edge, then that'll be our good flat reference edge that we can put against the fence. Then we can cut our pieces to size. Did I do this wrong? How many fucking... I only needed 4 of each. You didn't stop me? So I'm making 2 chess sets. Yes! Whichever one, okay, is good, then that's the one I'm doing. You cut a bunch of strips up of 2 colors and alternate them. Glue them together.
Oh, when we go, what do we leave behind? And hey, while we're here, what do we do with our time? This place is getting old, especially if you ain't by my side.
When that's dry, you can cut them up the other way and flip every second strip. For my first one, this last piece that I trimmed off revealed that I didn't make one of the strips long enough. So I had to hide it with like a border on top. That was embarrassing, but we didn't make that mistake here. So it looks like we're gonna have a full-size chessboard. And flip every second strip. So then now you've created a checkerboard. And then I like to add a little frame. We'll just gonna let that sit. I'll come back when it's all good and ready to be, I don't know, done up. Like a picture frame, doing miter, joints. So I'm gonna turn this nice piece of walnut into a little box the chessboard sits on top of. The frame on this chessboard is gonna act as a box that it actually sits on. I'm actually not gonna frame around the board. The board's just gonna sit on top of a little box. There, now we can glue this fucker up. What I'm gonna do is cut little miter splines in there. Stay tuned for something with miter splines. Just like a little wafer I'm gonna put in a recess I'll make. It'll strengthen that joint. Sand and wax that up and you got a chessboard. I used a piece of red oak plywood for the bottom. I'd like to use something like birch or maple to match, or even walnut, but I don't know where I could find those. Plywood seems to be harder to find in the sizes I want anyway. You have your maple miter splines shoved in there. It's all beeswaxed up. The red oak plywood bottom there. Board's all waxed up, shined up. I'm not going to show you how I turned that into that. You can figure that out on your own. Ready to make some pieces.